Has globalization failed the poor? Globalization wasn't initiated with any particular purpose in mind, it was the natural outcome of certain economic processes. Companies were trying to profit from trading commodities that were rare or exotic from other parts of the world, then they discovered they could also profit from labor arbitrage, then from price arbitrage, then from currency carry trade and so on. Inasmuch as any of these processes involved the poor from those countries, it has created jobs locally and even created job opportunities abroad. Look at how many immigrants work in the USA today, thanks to globalization. So globalization surely has not failed the smart. Those who had any talent or intelligence have found a way to get a job in a richer country and get paid a lot better there than in their home country. Some of them by working remotely. But maybe such a scheme only worked to an extent, surely not for every smart person from a less developed country. There are multiple factors that could account for that. But anyway, the question is asked as if someone is in charge of globalization, like a single, centralized entity, and they need to be held accountable for how they implemented it. When in reality, it really is not the case. Globalization is the result of negotiations between many parties, countries, governments, with a wide array of interests and local, regional constraints. A country may have allowed foreign companies to invest there, but they're not responsible for the level of wages those companies pay. In certain countries in which there are minimum wages, you could say that the government can play a role in how much globalization benefits its citizens, but there are plenty of countries that don't have a set minimum wage or where its level is rather low, to avoid scaring off investors. So there are many things to put into balance when thinking about this subject. Has the fishing industry failed the fish? Oh, but fish love to be killed and put in cans. It was never to help the poor. That's the biggest lie in history. Just as colonialism wasn't about civilizing the Asiatics etc. Or the conquistadors were about saving souls. Even gangsters tell themselves they are out to make things better. But when you serve it on a silver plate. I call that hospitality. These corporate guys really care about the poor, don't they? Oh yes, and the officials of the World Bank and IMF. They are all about love and equality and fairness. They are out to save the world's poor. The Congo Free State was sold as a great philanthropic mission to save the Congo from their supposed savage wretchedness. Actually, it was amongst the greatest exploitation in history as we know, and Belgium is still at it. Globalization is just a whole lot of gangsters pillaging while they can. The rest is hype, spin and self-rationalization. The rich want to think they have become rich while improving the lives of others somehow. To know your wealth casts a shadow wherein suffer countless others is very disturbing. To know that your wealth is occasioned by the ruin of others, the ruin of families, of communities. Better believe some story that comforts, reassures. Even if that means enclosing one's imagination and reason. Out damn spot. It's obvious if you have any sense. What's incredible is the unprecedented, shameless hypocrisy. To sell pillaging the world as some great mission to save the world. But the same has been done before under its predecessor, colonialism. The real dispossession brought about by the pillaging and racketeering is then used to justify further pillaging. Oh look, all these people in slums. They need more of the same that put them in slums in the first place. It's insane. But then the world is insane if you have noticed. Only the middle classes believe it's all one big love. The poor can see the lies very clearly.